this is Susie Q of Susie Q's Happy Little Haven, and welcome to my nursery room window. So today I have Heidi with me, and I'm going to be changing her into a really cute little summer outfit. She's been in this tutu dress for quite a while now, and so I thought it was time to bring her on and get her changed. And before I do that, she wanted to remind me that she wanted to say hello to her cousin Ginny in the UK. And her cousin Ginny lives at Suzanne's baby's nursery's house. And so we both wanted to say hello to Ginny and Auntie Suzanne, and we hope that they're both doing very well during the cold weather that sneaked in over there. I wish that we had some of your cold weather. It's still hot and humid here, but it is cooling down at night. So I'll go ahead and put little Heidi right here, and I'll show you what we're going to be changing her into. And I wanted to put her into this really pretty mustard yellow summer dress. And I really like this dress on her. It's got, first of all, I love this color of mustard yellow. And it's got these tassels, which are really cute with bows. And then it's got the pretty, excuse me, the pretty white rickrack trim along the edges of the neck and also along the bottom. And it's got a little mustard yellow skirt underneath. And along with that, since she is 3/4 arms, I'm going to put this onesie on, a short sleeve onesie, and it says Little Sister. And she used to be one of my largest toddler dolls, and now since I've gotten Maggie May and, Emma Grace and my other toddlers, she's now part of the smaller toddlers, so she is the little sister. So put that on her, and then I thought this would be nice for her to wear in the way of shoes because it's sort of a casual dress, and I want to put these shoes on her. She originally came with these shoes. She came from Ema Bennett, who reborned her, and Emma sent these shoes along. And I love these shoes too because they have 3D flowers on them, and these flowers just seem to really coordinate well with that mustard yellow. And then I found these socks, which I thought would be really pretty. They really match along with the flowers on the shoes. So I think I'm going to be pretty well coordinated today. And then because she has the white rickrack along the neckline and also the bottom edging, I wanted to put these bows on her. And I'm going to be putting her hair into braids, and I'm going to put the bows down below here on the bottom. So that's my plan for today. I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera around so that you can see her better. I've had to have my blinds down because I think the sun is too bright right now to actually have all the way open. But you can see out the window just a little bit. Okay, so I wanted to chat today about a real wild ride that we went on yesterday. We all had our off-road vehicles, and we got together with some neighbors and some friends yesterday. And there was, altogether, there was 4 of us couples. And we decided, well, actually, we didn't decide. The one friend of my husband's that comes out to visit, kind of like every other weekend or so, he brought his off-road utility vehicle with him so he could take everyone on a ride. And so it was a fun ride, but it was a really, really long ride, and it was a scary ride at times. He has this I'm just going to call it a 4-wheeler from now on because it's easier to say that than, off-road utility vehicle. Anyway, he's got this 4-wheeler that looks like a race car, and he drives it like a race car. And so he's very adventurous. And you know, he's young. He's in his 40s. I believe that he's in his 40s, and so he's still you know, got all of that adventure in him. And the rest of us were sort of like my age. And but you know, we were able to keep up. The funny thing is, like, our four-wheeler only goes 25 miles an hour at the fastest, and his probably goes, I don't know, 80, I'm guessing. So we all followed him, and he's, you know, but he was really, you know, he kept his speed limit very low, so that we could all, you know, stay up with him. And actually, everyone had to slow down for us. I think that our four wheeler is the probably the slowest in the whole bunch. But anyway, yeah, we had some really hairy times. I call hairy scary times. When we first started out, we went through this really tall grass, which was no problem. It was on, you know, flat land, relatively flat land, and we were just tooling along, and all of a sudden we came to this really high dirt road, kind of a muddy dirt road, and it went like almost straight up. And I didn't know. I was, you know, really nervous. I didn't know if our four-wheeler would make it or not, because I've never been on a road like that before, and come to find out, my husband hadn't either. He was driving. But anyway, so we ventured up this hill, and we just, you know, we had it. He was driving it, and what happened was, I somehow he explained it. Somehow he was trying to go full board up the hill, and, you know, rather than take it easy, and it stalled like in the middle of the hill. And everything stopped. And so anyway, he was able excuse me, to get it back going, but it was pretty hairy at that point, pretty scary. So and luckily that was the only time that happened. And so what his friend had said where we were going was, we were going to end up at this he called it a distillery. Well, when my husband told me that we were headed for a distillery, because we live in the country in West Virginia, I thought what he was talking about was like an old-timey distillery that was hidden up in the West Virginia mountains, and that's what we were going to go see, you know. So that's what I was picturing the whole time. But come to find out, it was actually a very modern distillery that was, let me see, how many miles? It was, well, the round trip was 45 miles, so I guess it was about 22 miles away. And anyway, it was a very modern one, big building, very modern distillery machines inside. I'm really not much interested in stuff like that because I don't drink, but you know, my husband and his buddies, they do. So they were very interested in seeing the distillery and how things were made, and, you know, how alcohol was made and stuff. So but anyway, it was a really long ride, very long. It was too long for me, actually. It was a 4-hour trip, round trip. And although the scenery was really pretty, it was just too long for me. Gosh, probably the longest ride that I would ever want to go on would be like an hour and a half, maybe. That would probably be the most that I would want to be in the four-wheeler. But anyway, it was like the longest that all of us had ever been on, except for my husband's friend. Of course, he'd been there before. But you know, before, when he was there, when he went there, it didn't take him as long because, you know, he has a faster vehicle and he drives it fast. So, but anyway, you know, it was fun to get together with all the couples, and we all followed one another. And like I said, the lead, which was my husband's friend, He always stopped and waited for all of us slowpokes to catch up, and so it was a good day. But it was just a long day. We left at about, well, I know exactly what time we left because I always pay attention to the time. We left at 1:45 p.m. That's when we actually started driving. We left to go over to our neighbor's house. That's where everybody was meeting. Our neighbor only lives about, I don't know, just a few miles away, so it didn't take long to get there. But then we were waiting around because we were waiting for another couple to show up, and my husband's friend was doing some weed eating and stuff like that. So we ended up leaving at 1:45, and we didn't get back until about six o'clock, and that was really late. So I mean, it was a long trip. But what I did was I took some footage, so that I wanted to share it with all my dolly friends, and I'm gonna put some of the footage that I took at the end of the video for those who are interested in seeing some of the scenery that we passed by. I did. There were several times that we went past cattle, and I was able to get one shot of cattle, but the rest of the time it was just kind of too hard because they were over at my husband's side of the vehicle, and so it was hard to get a good shot from that angle. But I did try to get some good shots for everyone. At the very end, I was waiting for that really treacherous hill because we went up the hill, and I knew that we would have to go down that same hill, and I was really worried about it. The reason I was worried was because I was thinking, well, there's 4 people, and I didn't want for for everybody to be jamming into each other and all that stuff going down the hill. And I also thought that it might be muddy, and if it's muddy, then it's slippery. I had all these thoughts in my head, so I was not looking forward to going down that really tall hill. But come to find out, when we did go down it, it was no problem at all. It was a steep hill. We took it slow, and everybody, went down it just fine. I talked to my husband about it afterwards, and he said he wasn't concerned at all because he told me what it's called. It's something in the suspension of the four-wheeler that causes it to automatically slow down when you go down a really steep hill. Forget what he called that, but he said he wasn't using his brakes at all, that was what was keeping us going down the hill at a decent rate, So anyway, but I did take some footage of that, and I'm gonna look at, I'm gonna check out the footage and see if how everything turned out. And you may not be able to tell if I do put that footage in. You may not be able to tell that we're going downhill because of it's not 3D. It's only 2D what you're looking at in the video. So we'll see. But anyway, those that are interested, if you want to tune in at the at the very ending, I'm going to put some footage in there, and you can go for a ride with me. So and I did. It's a very, very noisy ride. And so, like I did the last time that I did a video with my riding in the four-wheeler, I turned the sound off, and then I'm going to add that real catchy little driving tune, so that it'll be comfortable for you to listen to while you're watching. So yeah, that was a long day. I was exhausted by the time we got back yesterday, and then I had to come home and make dinner, which is always fun, when you're tired. And but luckily I had planned on having dinner salads last night, so it wasn't too bad. So yeah, it was a fun day. But too long of a day. See what else? My garden update. The earwigs completely destroyed all of my brand new bean plants. So I don't think I doubt very seriously that we're going to get a second crop of pole beans. So that's that. The problem is I couldn't trap them in time before, what happened was it rained, they came and started eating my beans, and then before I could put the traps out or do anything about it, it kept raining, and it rained. I mean, it's been raining every afternoon for the past week. And so, I mean, you can't do anything when it's raining. So they ended up having free rein on my beans. Rain, R-E-I-N, rain. But anyway, so that's kind of a loss. But, I'll tell you what, everything like that is very much a learning experience for me. And next year, I'm definitely going to plant pole beans next year. But I will put, there's this garden stuff. It's called Sevin, SEVIN. That is, it's a chemical that kills them, but it's safe for the garden. It's safe for the vegetables and things like that. So next year when I plant my pole beans, when I first see them trying to pop up out of the ground, which I always do catch them in that mode, I'm going to put a circle of Sevin dust. It's kind of like a powder. I'm going to put that around the bottom of the beans, around this where they're popping up, and that way, if the earwigs do come, they'll crawl through the Sevin dust, and they won't live. They won't live, and I'll have a good crop of beans. So that's my plan for next year. Everything's a learning experience, isn't it? Okay, well, it looks like we have Heidi all dressed and up. I always like to lift up the babies and show you what the total look is, and there she is. Yeah, cute little outfit and her cute shoes. I love these shoes on her. Little, kind of like little moccasins. So there she is in all of her cuteness. And let me pull her sleeves down. And so anyway, everyone, I hope that you enjoyed seeing Heidi get changed into her mustard yellow, her pretty yellow summer dress. This is a perfect color for summertime. And it's also a good color for fall. So you'll probably be seeing it again, but with long sleeves next time in the fall. So thanks for stopping by today, and hope you enjoy seeing my my four-wheeler ride at the end of the video if you have time to watch it. So until we meet again, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. you.